friends, welcome back to English with Kayla. My name's Kayla, I'm an American English teacher, and today we are going to be reviewing a conversation that gives all English learners anxiety. And this is calling on the phone to schedule a doctor's appointment. Now, this conversation also gives me anxiety. Do you ever just feel like you're going to call someone on the phone to schedule an appointment? It's a very formal conversation, and they're going to ask you questions, and you won't know the answers, and you'll feel stupid. I have this same problem, so don't worry. We're going to review all the information that you need to know in order to schedule a doctor's appointment in the United States over the phone. In today's lesson, we're going to start with listening to an example conversation, so you'll get to listen and read the words on screen of what a phone call would really sound like when you're scheduling a doctor's appointment. After that, we'll review some very important and useful medical vocabulary and phrases that you need to know to schedule an appointment on the phone. And most importantly, today at the end of this lesson, you'll practice this same conversation so that you can feel confident when scheduling your doctor's appointment on the phone in English. So let's get started. Go ahead and listen to the example conversation and read the words on screen. Hello, this is the medical clinic. Kayla speaking.
Hi, my name is Leslie. I need to schedule an appointment with Dr. Jones.
And what is the reason for your appointment?
I have a strange mole on my right foot that I want to get looked at.
Okay, Dr. Jones is booked up until January. Would you like me to schedule you for January?
Sure.
Okay, which location works best for you, Beverly Hills or Santa Monica?
I would prefer the Beverly Hills office.
Okay, what days typically work best for you?
I am usually free on Tuesday and Wednesday afternoons. Does she have anything available on those days?
Well, I can do the 22nd, which is a Wednesday at 11, or the latest that I have is 12:30 that day. Do either of those work?
Does she have anything later in the day available? I work until 1, so the soonest I could get to the appointment is 1:30.
Let's see, on the 27th, she has an appointment at 1:45. Do you want to take that one?
Yes, thank you.
All right, are you a new patient or have you seen us before?
I've never seen Dr. Jones before. I was referred by my primary care physician.
Okay, then I'll just need to get a little information from you. What's your date of birth?
My date of birth is January 1st, 2001.
Okay, can you tell me your address and zip code?
Yes, it's 295 Rodeo Drive, Beverly Hills 90212.
And what's a good number to call you at?
555-0199.
Perfect. What type of insurance do you have?
I have Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Who is the policyholder on that?
It's me.
Okay, who is your employer?
I work for Google.
Okay, that's just about everything that I need. You'll need to bring your ID and insurance card to your appointment on January 27th at 1:45. Oh, and that's at our Beverly Hills location. Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, thank you for your help. Have a great day.
Thank you. You as well. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Okay, now that you've reviewed our example doctor's appointment phone call today, I want to go over some really important patient medical vocabulary. So this is vocabulary that you will need to know when making a phone call and scheduling a doctor's appointment. The first word in the phone call that might be a little bit unfamiliar to you is clinic. A clinic is the place where doctors work. Doctors can also work at hospitals, and sometimes we have places called urgent care where you can be seen immediately. But when you're making an appointment in the future with a doctor, you will usually see them in a building that we call a clinic. Usually there are many different doctors that work in a clinic. One vital piece of information that you'll be asked for when scheduling a doctor's appointment is your name and date of birth. Let's practice saying that really fast. Name and date of birth. Name and date of birth. So for an example, you could say Kayla, January 1st, 2001. Or you can just say the birth in a numerical way. You can say 111. And no, that's not my real date of birth. I would be very young then. And my birthday is not January 1st. I'm just using this as an example for our conversation today. Another really confusing question is new patient or existing. If you're a new patient, that means you are a new patient to the doctor's office. So they have not seen you at that doctor's office before. You'll need to fill out all of the paperwork that goes along with being a new patient. And actually, in the United States, as a new patient, it's always more expensive to go to the doctor. And in my opinion, insurance and medical matters in the United States can be really confusing and billing can be confusing, so just keep that in mind. If you are an existing patient, it means you already exist in the doctor's office system. Their system will already have your information, and then usually it's less expensive to see a doctor that you've already seen, especially if you're not having any procedures or tests done. Over the phone, you'll always be asked, what's the reason for your appointment? I always find this a little bit awkward because it's just the medical receptionist. They don't need to know your entire medical problem. They just need a really brief reason for the doctor's appointment. So in this example conversation, we said that we have a strange mole on our right foot. So that's like a strange growth on your skin. Now, you wouldn't want to get into too much detail with the medical receptionist. They just need to know a brief explanation so that they can prepare the doctor for what you'll need in the doctor's appointment. So prepare your reason ahead of time. I always have to think of this myself before I make the phone call. When I schedule doctor's appointments for my kids, they're usually just something called a wellness check. They see the kids about every 6 months and make sure that they're healthy, there's no problems. So when they say reason for visit, I usually just say wellness check. A really common question when scheduling a doctor's appointment is which location works best for you. A lot of times in the United States, doctors will work at different locations around a metropolitan area, especially if you're scheduling a doctor's appointment somewhere like California, which is where we're looking at for example today. And doctors usually work some days at one location and some days at another, just to make it more convenient for their patients to be seen so they don't have to drive so far. So you might be asked which location you would like to be seen at, which location you would like to go to for your appointment. A really natural phrase is looked at. I want to get this looked at. This is a more common way of saying I want to get this examined or I want to get a medical examination. You have something maybe on your body or inside of your body that doesn't feel right or it's causing you pain, so you might want to get it looked at by a doctor. And this is a great phrase to use if you don't know exactly what's wrong with you, but you want the doctor to try to figure it out. Oftentimes, medical clinics will have more than one doctor that works at the same location, which can be convenient because that means there's a lot of different appointments that you can go to. So they might ask you which doctor you prefer, and if you have a specific doctor that you want to see or that you've seen before, you'll say that one, or you can also say anyone is fine. And you'll want to say that any doctor is fine if you want to be seen the quickest or have the most amount of appointments available. I usually don't go to the same doctor again and again because my schedule can be quite busy, so I just want to be seen by whoever is available because there's so many competent doctors that work at clinics around me. In this example conversation today, I gave a very common way to give someone your availability. You pick a day of the week that's usually free for you, or you say mornings or afternoons, or sometimes if you have a very open schedule, you can say Monday, Wednesday, Fridays are all free for me. In this example, we said any Tuesday or Wednesday afternoon. And then once we got into more detail about what time the appointment could be, the example conversation says anytime after 1:30. So I always start out with just giving a vague time, so afternoons, and then seeing what they offer so that the conversation isn't so long going back and forth. because finding a time to go to the doctor can be really challenging, especially doing this over the phone. One thing that you'll want to check before going to the doctor in the United States, and I just want to leave this as a tip because this can be really, really costly if you don't do this correctly, is check with your insurance if the doctor that you are scheduling with is in your insurance network or out of your insurance network. If they are in your insurance network, this means that your insurance has a deal with a doctor where it will be covered mostly by your insurance. But if it's out of network, it means your insurance does not work with that particular doctor, and so it will cost you a lot of money. Your insurance will not cover any of the cost. I know that not every country has the same system for insurance and billing when it comes to medical costs, so I just want to give you that tip. Let's go over some of the vocabulary for giving your insurance information in the United States. So the receptionist said, "What type of insurance do you have?" And in this example, we said Blue Cross Blue Shield. You would know this. You'll usually get an insurance card from your employer. Take a look at the example here, and it will have all the information about who's covered and what the numbers are for the account number and what the group number is. Now, we didn't go over this in the example today, but usually over the phone, they'll ask you for the account number and they'll ask you for the group number. So you'll want to take a look at your insurance card and make sure that you know this information before making the phone call. Have your insurance card ready. I've had so many times where I make a doctor's appointment and I think that they have my insurance information already and they ask for it again. So I'm running all over my house. I'm trying to find my wallet to give them the numbers, and that stresses me out. And again, it makes me feel kind of stupid. Like, why don't I have this information? Of course, I think so many people feel like this, but we are preparing to feel confident on the phone together today. So more about insurance information. They'll also ask you who is the policy holder. If you're 26 and under in the United States, you might be on your parents' insurance. After 26 years old, you have to get your own insurance. And if you're not lucky enough to be on your parents' insurance, you'll probably have your own. Or you can be on the state insurance if you qualify for it by making less money. It's a government assistance program, so that's called Medicare. If you're married, like me, the policy holder might be your husband, so you would give them your husband's name. Or in your family, the wife might have the insurance, so you would say the policy holder is my wife. In this case, in the example, the patient just says, "I'm the policy holder, it's me." So they would know what name to enter with the insurance information. Along with that, it seems strange, but they will ask you your employer to write down with the insurance information. In this example, we said Google is the employer. Since Google is headquartered in California, I thought that would be good for this example. A common phrase that you'll hear on the phone in this sort of conversation is, "Does that work for you?" This means, is that okay? Is it going to work with your schedule? So if the receptionist on the phone asks, "Does that work for you?" this means that he or she is asking you if the time works for your schedule. And finally, if the receptionist doesn't do this already on the phone, you're going to want to ask at the very end of the conversation to verify the appointment one more time. I am terrible at hearing information and writing it down correctly, so sometimes I ask, "Can you just verify the time and the date once more?" Because knowing me, I wrote it down for a week earlier or a week later, so I just want to check that it's correct. Now that I've taught you all about the essential medical and appointment scheduling vocabulary, let's practice our example conversation once so that you can get a feel for what it would be like to schedule a doctor's appointment on the phone. When you do it in real life, after practicing it, you'll feel much more confident and you'll have all the information ready that you need. And even if the receptionist on the phone throws you a curveball, this is an idiom that means she asks you something unexpected, you will feel confident because you'll have all your information ready and you'll know what you need to make the phone call. So let's practice the phone call. Listen for my voice as the receptionist, and you will say the information as if you were the patient. Here it comes. Hello, this is the medical clinic. Kayla speaking. And what is the reason for your appointment? Okay, Dr. Jones is booked up until January. Would you like me to schedule you for January? Okay, which location works best for you, Beverly Hills or Santa Monica? Okay, what days typically work best for you? Well, I can do the 22nd, which is a Wednesday at 11, or the latest that I have is 12:30 that day. Do either of those work? Let's see. On the 27th, she has an appointment at 1:45. Do you want to take that one? All right. Are you a new patient or have you seen us before? Okay, then I'll just need to get a little information from you. What's your date of birth? Okay. Can you tell me your address and zip code? And what's a good number to call you at? Perfect. What type of insurance do you have? Who is the policyholder on that? Okay. Who is your employer? Okay, that's just about everything that I need. You'll need to bring your ID and insurance card to your appointment on January 27th at 1:45. Oh, and that's at our Beverly Hills location. Is there anything else I can do for you? Thank you. You as well. Goodbye. Thank you guys so much for watching this English lesson with me. My name's Kayla. You can subscribe to my channel for more very practical, very informational English lessons. I love teaching you about things that are necessary when living in the United States, like making a medical doctor's appointment. Leave me a comment with what else you would like me to teach you that gives you anxiety as an English learner. What types of conversations do you want to feel ready for? I'll see you in the next lesson. Thanks for watching and good luck studying. Goodbye!